All right, Martin, what are you doing now?
Dan just got done doing the guitar tracks, his guitar tracks for both songs, Dink and King of the Dead. Now I'm going to go in and put down my, at least rhythm tracks, for Dink.
Doink.
And then either John can do the next or I'll do King of the Dead. I don't know when the leads come in. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow morning.
He's looking at me like I know.
Little
I'm
scuba.
just looking away from the camera.
One done.
How you feel like you did on your drum tracks, buddy?
I did pretty good because they're done.
You're all done.
I am done. Help yourself. Yeah.
Oh,
Took a little while.
I'll
but
buy
got her
some beer
done.
tomorrow.
If you want to
Nice.
be a bastard, there's one
good
of
job,
those.
man.
Sounds pretty good.
You're fine.
Top of that.
You're fine.
I apologize.
PBRs.
We do not condone drinking.
So,
Just responsible drinking.
There you go.
you say it's responsible or reasonable? I
What is reasonable,
reasonable
John?
drinking is the next beer is in my hand.
Feasible.
Feasible. All right. What are we looking at, John?
Martin just laying down his rhythm tracks and possibly leads. Again, now we're started with the backing track, which I said was like the bones. Now we're layering on everything else. So
Nice.
it starts to build the song up. Scuba got his drum tracks in. Dan did the rhythms. Still got that basic track of Shanda's vocals to lay all the guitars and bass and leads to. And then the final thing is once all that stuff's in place, then Shanda will come in and put her vocals on top of it, and we'll do the backing vocals and everything. Flush it all in. So and Nick will be able to, kind of hard pan them. So you've got, Martin in one speaker, Dan in the other speaker, as well as kind of blending them to get that heavy fill.
Ah.
You see Martin plays a little bit different of a chorus line there.
Right. So basically, he's picking through what you guys have done now. He's adding
putting his stuff over the top of it. It's like when we play live, that's what he plays, more live to kind of stand out, and then he drop back into the regular.
Right. There he goes, counting it, looks like.
Yep.
I don't know if, we're shooting this, if you can hear what's going on the computer in there, but to kind of let everybody know that the tracks that they've laid down, they're playing through the computers and speakers through the sound room, I guess you call that the main control room.
Yep.
And so Martin's in there listening to that, and then he's laying down his tracks.
Yep. And if you look over on the computer, all the different colors are the tracks that are playing.
Right. Let me zoom in on this so everybody can see exactly what it looks like on computers, so they can see what sound waves, right?
Yep.
Basically look like.
Yep. So you'll see, like this now, everything's playing all at once, and then you'll see like a certain color will stop because that's,
right.
That's what track we're laying at that point. Maybe he's not playing at all, or he's doing some
Bits
sort
and
of
pieces
fills.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
It's a lot of tracks. That screen's full, man.
Yep. And that's nothing compared to what the pros do.
Yeah.
They'll layer 20 guitar tracks, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's totally crazy.
That's how you get that nice thick sound.
Right. So I don't know if a lot of people know, like when you guys are playing live, obviously you're limited to what you can add, but when you're in a studio, you can do layer after layer after layer after layer of different tones in one just song. You might have 10, 15 different tones on guitar that you can't really hear live.
Right. The studio is basically one perfect moment in time of what the song sounds like, and then every time it's live, it's a kind of a living being. It's it's never played exactly the same twice,
Right.
No matter how we try, it's one of those things. So what we're trying to do is get the perfect version of that song down.
Well, and then you have a lot of bands too that when they go in the studio and record, they'll record it one way, but then for a live show they might add an intro or an outro, or they might add some more fills or extend the song a little bit more, or
Right.
change up stuff too.
For us too, we try to keep it as close to the live version as possible. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do, all kinds of funky effects and that. And a lot of the bigger bands, you'll hear them playing live with a backing track because, you know, that's what they did in the studio. So they have a backing track, you know, filling in a lot of this stuff. And, you know, it's very cool. But we're a live band, so we're trying to
stay that
trying
way.
to keep as close to you know, what you hear on our record is going to be what you're going to hear live. So
Nice.
you know, this is all the stuff that Martin plays live. It's just right now what he's doing is it's punching it separate so that you get that little more punch and you can hear it, and you still have that thick backing of the rhythm guitars and everything under it. So
Nice. Oh, yeah, looks like you nailed it, eh?
killed it.
It looked like by that face, and he nailed it. He almost looks like he's exhausted, don't he?
So I'll tuck it out. Well, there's some little liquid refreshment.
There you go. That'll straighten him out.
Yeah. Looked a little dehydrated for a minute.
Yeah. But if you think about it in the studio, I mean, you're almost got to be near perfect. And I mean, it's struggle, man. Just you're used to playing something and you hear it, and it's like, man, that doesn't even sound right. Then you're changing stuff after you've been playing it for so long, and then
Yep.
so it's actually can be stressful, very, very stressful. I mean, look at
Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, look at the stuff you guys have done today with Dan and Martin and Scuba. You know, they heard stuff in the song that didn't make sense. You know,
Right.
and they're like, "Hey, you know, this isn't working." You guys,
Yep.
obviously, I didn't film
live
that.
versus studio. It's like, wait a minute, this isn't
Right.
something doesn't sound right. Yeah.
You know, obviously, I didn't film that part, but you guys, you know, just to let the audience know who watches this video is that you guys had a powwow about it. I mean, you guys all had a little band meeting and talked about, you know, well, I'm going to add this, and or I'm going to take that, or what do you think of this, or I think we
Need
should
to
do that.
change
You know?
this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this isn't planned. This is like spur of the moment stuff you have to make.
Right.
You have to make a choice on right now because I mean, studio time is precious. Like, you know, you don't get whenever you feel like coming in. You have a scheduled time.
Right. It's not like the big bands that go in for a year at a time. You know, we've got
Right.
certain scheduled times we got to get stuff done. So
Right.
yeah, Martin's doing leads now, so they're
Oh, there.
layering all the. This is what we were having trouble with earlier for Shanda, because she actually comes in over part of the lead vocally, and without hearing that, she wasn't sure where she was supposed to come in.
Oh yeah.
So that first backing track was a little twisty forward, like going, wait, what?
Right.
So there's certain things she keys off from. She knows where Martin's at in his lead. And,
I hope people, when they see these videos that we do, hopefully, you know, get this together so everybody can see it, that people have a better understanding of exactly what bands and independent bands, what it actually does and how much time it is to, you know, write a song in your basement, write the words and come up with riffs and stuff, and then putting it together as a puzzle and then coming into the studio
Right,
and
and putting it
actually
all-
seeing, like, you know,
making everything come together.
yeah, it's not, you know, I'm hoping this educates people and people understand, hey, you know, there's actually a lot of work these guys are doing, you know.
Yeah, most studios, I mean, it charges by the hour, so the
Right.
longer you're in here, the more it costs you. So
Exactly. So you fans that go out and see these independent bands, hopefully you guys, you know, when you watch this video, you guys get a better understanding of the time and I'm going to tell you guys, it's money that they put in to do the shows just to get people in there. So going to a show and buying merchandise, you know, even a shirt, t-shirt or a t-shirt or cup koozie or even their album goes a long ways so they can continue to do this. Without the fans and you guys buying merch and stuff, these guys can't do this. This video basically is, I mean, every band, but this is an independent band. This is a band who dips in their own pockets. These guys work 40 hours a week, sometimes, more hours during the week, just like a regular person. And they dip in their own pockets to do this, and that's why it's important that we continue to support independent artists and local music. So these guys can continue doing what they do and what they love to do. And so we can continue to come see what these new bands are coming up with. Well, it looks like Martin might have got it, eh?
Yeah, at least that song. We'll see.
There we go.
I think he actually broke the guitar and he's going to give up music right now.
That's why
He's walking out of the band.
he's set it on fire.
Actually,
He's
he's done
done.
everything.
Let's go check out Martin. Let's go see what he's got to say.
Is that true? You've broken the guitar.
Is that true, Martin?
Song dick, that's what I did.
You're done.
You done broke the
Done
guitar,
playing music
Martin?
that I've given
No,
up.
I just am so done already with that one. It's time to move on to the next. Until tomorrow when he listens to it and tells me it's all wrong.
You've first killed it and then you've grilled it.
Yeah.
Everything 2 times.
All right, Martin, what's going on next?
Now we're heading in to do the second rhythm guitar. And maybe lead for King of the Dead.
Oh, nice.
It's going to have some flanger on it.
Oh, there we go.
Flanger!
Hey, play us something while you're waiting.
Do you want to hear a little
Go.
King of the Dead?
Get crazy.
Ends with that.
Oh, time to get back to work. Nick is back in the studio. There he is.
2 measures, everybody in. Then you come in. The target of the line.